Hello and welcome to Shootin' the Breeze. I'm WECT First Alert Chief Meteorologist Gannon Medwick, and I think you're going to love this second episode. Among other things, I'm going to tackle one of the most common viewer questions I've gotten in my nearly 20 years as a broadcast meteorologist. What does the chance of rain really mean? 20%, 50%, 60% chance of rain? What do those percentages really mean? Can't wait to unpack that question with you just a little bit later on Shootin' the Breeze. But first, give this episode's trivia question a try. Here goes. Of all of Wilmington's monthly record low temperatures, the traditionally sultry month of August holds the highest one. Is that record low A, 58 degrees, B, 55 degrees, C, 52 degrees, or D, 49 degrees? I'll have the answer for you in just a few minutes as we close up Shootin' the Breeze. In this storm anniversary segment, we're looking back at a doozy from the summer of 1992, 30 years ago, and one of only 4 Category 5 hurricanes to make a landfall on the continental U.S. in history. I'm talking about Hurricane Andrew. Andrew was a classic Cabo Verde hurricane as it formed in the eastern tropical Atlantic Ocean near Africa's Cabo Verde Islands, as so many epic late summer hurricanes that go on to slam North America tend to do. Andrew made its final major landfall near Morgan City, Louisiana on August 26th of 1992. But its most infamous strike was its ravaging of the Miami metro area on August 24th with flooding rain and surge and a wall of 150-mile-per-hour sustained winds and gusts of nearly 200 miles per hour. In South Florida alone, Andrew inflicted upwards of $30 billion in damage and rendered nearly 200,000 people homeless. Tragically, Andrew killed 44 Floridians and 65 individuals in all. For a large part of Andrew's life, its broader meteorological context was chillingly similar to that of many generational Carolina hurricanes like Hugo of 1989 and Fran of 1996. That is, a subtropical high-pressure ridge called the Bermuda High steered an intensifying Andrew west-northwest from the deep tropical recesses of the Atlantic Ocean and toward the Bahamas. In Hugo and Fran's case, the Bermuda High's influence diminished close to the East Coast, allowing those major storms a pathway to climb latitude and crush the Carolinas. You see this a lot. But in those fateful days of late August 1992, the ridge held tight and cemented a more westward course for the monster that was Hurricane Andrew. A devastating setup for South Florida, but one of deliverance for the Carolinas. As we enter the heart of the 2022 hurricane season, please soak in all you can from your First Alert weather team's comprehensive and local storm prep site. That's at WECT.com/hurricane. In this Forecaster's Notebook segment, let's tackle a question I get all the time. What do rain chances really mean? You hear 30% chance of rain or 70% chance of rain. But what do statements like this really mean? It's a great question, and if you give me just a couple of minutes, I'll give you the complete answer. First, from a production standpoint, a rain chance percentage is the simple product of 2 main things: coverage and confidence. So, for example, if my confidence as a forecaster that the day's weather setup will produce rain is at 80%, And should it materialize, I expect it would cover at least 50% of my forecast area. 0.8 times 0.5 equals 0.4. So that's a day I would likely forecast a 40% chance of rain. I've seen a lot of viral rain chance explainers only account for the coverage portion of the forecast equation. They'll say a 40% chance of rain means it's definitely going to rain on 40% of the area. And while that's a good start, these are not quite correct, as they forget about the confidence ingredient. But that exercise was just so I can give you a complete answer. The good news is, on your end, as a consumer of the weather forecast, you don't have to worry about the math that goes into producing the forecast. You just have to consider your range of outcomes for a given forecast. Some examples. For every 10 days you hear a forecast of a 20% chance of rain, you should expect rain for about 2 of them. For every 10 days you hear an 80% chance of rain forecast, you ought to be contending with rain for at least 8 of them. And the weather radar around your town is not necessarily going to light up every time you hear a 50 or 60% chance of rain, but if the forecaster you're following is solid, it should for at least most of them. And you plan accordingly. That's the thing about rain chances. They're statistics, so you need a decent sample size to make an informed judgment about your source. Resist the urge to immediately curb that source if you get a downpour on a 20% rain chance day. Occasionally, low-end chances produce very wet outcomes. Just like in rare cases, high rain chances don't pan out. Of course, if your experiences start to consistently run counter to what the rain chances you're hearing suggest, then yeah, it's probably not you. It's likely a problem with how that forecast is being made, and it may be time to get a new weather source. Last thing I want to say on the matter. Rain chances are great. Numbers, statistics, all fantastic. But if a forecast is especially important to you, I'd ask that you take the time to actually watch your local meteorologist qualify the rain chances with words. Adjectives like light, scattered, widespread, early, intermittent, steady, heavy, or passing, just to name a few, can really help crystallize your understanding of an upcoming precipitation situation, much better than just a number. And you can watch a fresh first alert forecast from an experienced local human meteorologist do these things every day on WECT TV, WECT.com, and your WECT weather app. And now for the answer to this episode's trivia question. What is Wilmington's all-time record low temperature for the famously hot month of August? Good job if you said B, 55 degrees. It's actually one tick higher than July's all-time record low for the port city. That's 54. That's it for this second episode of Shootin' the Breeze. Many more to come is the aim, so comment, like, share, and subscribe where applicable, and please connect with me on these platforms if you have a question about a topic you saw here on Shootin' the Breeze. If you have a suggestion for a Cape Fear or Carolina weather item you'd like to see covered in the future, or if you just want to say hi and what's the good word. And as always, WECT.com/anywhere is a great place to find more unique WECT OTT content. Hope I'll see you for the next episode of Shootin' the Breeze, and take care.